Hey, this is Sebastian for the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I am joined by
Steve Overland, Kings of Mercia and FM.
It's an absolute pleasure to be chatting to you. Your self-titled album, Kings of Mercia, gets released in a week's time, or just over a week. Are you feeling impatient waiting for its release?
No, it's been great because we're doing all the build-up, Sebastian, at the moment. So we've just done the big sort of release video for the track Humankind. So you're always doing things in the lead up to the release of an album, so it's ready, everything's ready for when it comes out. But it's been made a little while now because we started it in lockdown, so we're just excited, mate. We're just excited about it coming out, to be honest. You know.
Yeah, I can imagine. How easy was it to come up with the band's name? Because it's quite different, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, funnily enough, I was just saying, it was one of those things where when you get a new thing and a new band, we were making the record, and then you get to that thing where everybody says, what are we going to call the band? And everybody goes, oh, God, you'll have to start writing lists out and sending stuff to each other to see what sticks. And Jim Matheos came up with Kings of Mercia, and I was a bit like, I like it, it's very strong, but there's obviously Kings of Leon, the Sisters of Mercy, and I thought, is it too close to other things? So I said, look, the record company loved it, so I just sort of said, let's use it whilst we're making the album as the working title, you know, the working name of the band, and it kind of just grew and grew with the music, and then the image with the flaming God thing came up, and it all just fitted, and so it stuck, and I think it suits the band, so we are now Kings of Mercia. Well, it's what we are, you know.
Brilliant. I mean, I know all the tracks will be your babies, but can you tell me which is your favourite track on the album today and why?
Well, it would have to be Humankind. I mean, it was the way the band got together was Jim kind of wanted to do something different. Obviously, his main band, Fate's Warning, are sort of pretty heavy and pretty proggy kind of band, and he wanted to make a record where he got a short list of singers with kind of like a classic blues rock singer. So he came to me, I was on the short list, and I was the one that he chose. And the first track he sent me, I didn't know whether it would work. We were both sort of saying, you know, the two styles, I'm in a more melodic blues rock band, you're much heavier side of things. So I just said to Jim, just send me a backing track over, and let's see if it works. You know, let's just do one song and see how it works out. So Jim sent me the backing track, and I wrote Humankind. So I sent it back to America. The record company loved it, and so onwards we went making the album, and we've now got a 3-album deal for it. So it's probably my favourite song because it was the first one. And when you see it with the video, it's a powerful song. It's very anthemic, and the message is very, very good within the song. So that would be my favourite track, definitely.
It's a cracking supergroup. Are there plans to hit the road with the band at some stage?
Well, definitely. I mean, it needs to be played live because it's not a project. Me and Jim work well together. It's something that we want to keep doing. So obviously we're all very busy. You're looking at Simon Phillips on drums. You're looking at two members of Fate's Warning and me, who does all sorts of things. FM have just finished the British tour, so we're back out in Europe next month. So we want to do it. It's just the same old thing, Sebastian. It's like the logistics of everybody being able to do it at the same time. So doing festivals will be a great way to launch the band because you get to play to lots of different people's fans all at the same time. So you can pick up momentum and steal some following from other bands if you can get on the festival circuit. So I would love to do that. I would love for Kings of Mercia to go out, hopefully get on the bill somewhere on some big festivals to get the ball rolling, you know.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. So obviously you've hinted about COVID. Is that where everything's come together for Kings of Mercia through being on lockdowns and everything? Is that where this has basically all come from?
Absolutely, Sebastian. I mean, the thing is, you know, usually, I mean, I was so busy during lockdown because normally I'm out on tour a lot. So people that have wanted me to do things with them or appear on things, normally they'll contact me through the people that do that for me, and I'm out on the road and I can't find the time to do it. But everybody had time in lockdown to listen to stuff that was coming to them and take their time on doing the things they wanted to do. and this was one of those things. So Jim wasn't on the road with Face Warning. I wasn't on the road with FM. Everybody had a bit more time. Do you know what I mean? To do other things, you know, and that's how Kings of Mercia were born. Really, during lockdown, the album was made pretty quickly because Jim's very prolific, and everything he sent me was great. So it was an easy album to write. You know, it really was. Brilliant.
And of course, it's great to see vinyl having such a resurgence, isn't it? And
yeah.
How do you feel about that? And to see your work, obviously, is going to be out on vinyl.
I love it. Everything comes out on vinyl that I do because it was what I grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, having a new album was a real possession. Mm-hmm. It was like something special. You know, all the sleeve notes, the pictures. I kind of knew the covers off by heart, and music's become a little bit too disposable for me, Sebastian. You know, when you just people don't download one song by an artist, and it's not. You don't have that feeling of ownership of the music, do you?
No, you don't. Absolutely not. I know.
You know, and with an album, you know, when, as I say, when I was growing up, I used to look forward to getting enough money at the weekend to go into a local music store and buy a record. That, to me, that was the highlight of the week.
Yeah,
you know, so it's fantastic that it's now come back to the degree. When it first started the resurgence, and there were a few vinyl albums in HMV, I thought, you know, I'm not sure will it take off again, but it's just gone from strength to strength, hasn't it?
I'm so pleased it has. I mean, I don't know if, like me, I mean, I used to really look after my albums when I was in my teens and that, and then you go through life and you misplace them and everything. So I'm having to pay top dollar for some albums I used to own back in my teens.
Yeah,
it's not good.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, things that you're thinking, where did that go? Where did that original copy of the first Black Sabbath album go? Or this go? You know, and I've got loads of it, but my son's got loads of my albums in storage in his house.
Yeah.
And there'll be some real gems in there, and I will eventually bring them back to my house. But you know, it's just something about it, and you know, they do some beautiful packages now on vinyl with the coloured vinyls and things like that. And you know, I love the fact that everything I do now comes out on vinyl. I think it's much more of a possession for the fans. You know.
Can agree more. And of course, the artwork is really eye-catching for the debut album. Did you guys have a lot of input into the actual design?
Well, we did. We got the stuff through, and the Kings of Mercia thing, with that being the king, the guy with the fire for a head, and looking at the burning city, it's just a very strong image, and that will be an emblem throughout this album. It was when Jim sent it to me, it was like, wow, it really fits the music. The music's powerful and strong, and so is the image. So it just all went together and fell into place, you know. So you know, it couldn't have gone better, really, Sebastian. Everything's sort of, with this band and this album, we've not had any kind of points where we've gone, you know, it's all just fell into place. It's been a pleasure to do it, really.
Cool.
You know.
Okay, so the next thing then, you're obviously going to ask, what's happening on the FM front? You said that you're going to be touring in Europe soon. What about a new release, anything on that front?
Starting that now, in between all the other things that I'm doing, and you know, Jim's working on his second album, The Guitar Player, so we've got the songs. We've just got to find the time. Me and Jim were in the studio last week starting the demoing of the new FM record. So it's all there. All we're going to do is we'll get it recorded over the next few months, and there'll definitely be a new album out, sort of, I would imagine, by the middle of next year, definitely. You know, maybe even earlier. You know? Brilliant.
Okay, so the next one. Can you tell me what has been the most outrageous thing you've ever done in the name of rock and roll?
You're having a laugh, aren't you? I'm old. I can't remember the outrageous things I've done. You know, but I've done some stupid things that I probably can't talk about but I can't remember. I can't think of one that comes to mind, mate. Really, you know. I've done, you know, when you've been doing it as long as me, and you've been on the road with so many different people, every tour has outrageous moments, you know. So, you know, but it's been a great life. That's all I'm going to say. All right.
All right, mate. Yeah. All right. So the next question then. So, like, if you hadn't been a successful musician, what do you think you would have been doing?
If I hadn't been a musician, I'd have been doing something to do with cars, because I love cars. My dad had car dealerships. My son has 3 garages. All the family are involved with cars, apart from me, but I love them. And I grew up with them. And my dad used to have his own garage, and he'd have things like E-Type Jags in there. And I grew up with beautiful cars. And, you know, one day I'm hoping to get a few of them. I've had a few nice cars, but, you know, I absolutely love cars. I'm obsessed with them. Cool. So it's a real shame that they're trying to get us to drive all these electric things, isn't it, really?
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, they're horrendous, aren't they? You know, it's like even these stupid electric bikes, you know? I mean, I know.
I know, you know, and I know the reason behind it, but when you love cars, it's, you know, and I look at the electric versions of the car. I mean, BMW, the E-Series is a nice car, but, you know, most of them look like weird to me. It's just not right, you know. So, but that would be definitely what I would be doing, something to do with cars, whether it be fixing them, selling them, something to do with cars, definitely.
Cool. I think I sort of know the answer to this, but are you glad you started out in the industry when you did?
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, everything was fantastic when I started there. You know, it was there were record companies. There were lots of different record companies. There were proper A&R people that used to go out and see bands playing in clubs. There was a vibrant circuit for up-and-coming originals bands in London and around the whole country. You know, lots of places to play, lots of money. When you got signed by the record company, we used to go over to LA and do videos, travel, and everything. It was a very vibrant business, you know, and exciting. Yeah. Really exciting. And, you know, rock music was all over the radio. And it was a different world, mate, to be fair. It was a different world. But, you know, you have to roll with the changes, don't you? You know, it's now the outlet now being the internet means that you can get to people much quicker. You want to tell the whole world you're releasing a song, you can tell them at the push of a button.
Yeah.
You know? There is that. That's an advantage. You can play your videos are seen by the whole world if they want to see them. You know, it's a great outlet for music, but it's just not quite got that people just don't seem to have that same love when they did when I started. You know, yeah. You know, it's and it was a great time. Yeah. It was a great time. It still is. You know, I still don't ever take it for granted that I can do this for a living. It's a fantastic way to live your life. You know. Yeah.
I can imagine, man. So, if one of the songs from King Mercia's album could appear on a soundtrack or film, which one would you choose?
Oh, there's a lot, because I was talking about that earlier, and I think that it would be any song of the Kings of Mercia would be great in like a Marvel film, an Iron Man film or something, because it's got that angsty kind of energy to it, and I think, you know, any one of them could fit. I think, once again, Humankind would fit great into a movie soundtrack, but I think a lot of them would, to be honest, Sebastian. You know, depending on what the film is, but they're great anthemic songs, aren't they? Absolutely. You know, so, you know, if any, I'd love someone to go in the film soundtracks. That'd be great. You know, so, you know, we'll see what happens. But it does lead itself to, like, something like a Marvel film would be great for a Kings of Mercia song, you know? Yeah. Really would.
Cool. So can you tell me what was the last song you listened to?
Last song I listened to?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. It would have been... Oh, Christ, I'm just trying to think which one. The Stealer by Free in my car the other day when I was coming home.
Oh, cool. Okay. Is there any sort of music style you don't particularly like?
Say again, sorry, mate. Say that again.
Any music style that you don't particularly like?
I like all music, really, but I'm not big on real trance dance music. It's just basically loads of samples. That doesn't really do it for me, you know? Yeah. You know, I do like it to have a bit of content. I can listen to most things, mate. I like country music. I like everything. You know, everything that's good. Everything that's got good songs and good performances, I think, has its place, you know? So... And I also think it's important that you don't just listen to one genre of music, you know. I think it's important that you take other styles in if you can, you know.
Absolutely. Okay, so next one then. What would you like your legacy to be remembered for in years to come?
Likeable. Some of the people that followed my music relate to me as maybe like almost like a friend as well as somebody that they listen to. I'd like to be remembered as one of the great British rock singers. That would be a great thing if I could be, you know. Yeah, all of those things, you know. But mainly that, you know, people have enjoyed what I've done through my life, you know, and it's made a difference, if you know what I mean, to them. And when you know, there's my music down the years has probably been the backdrop to a lot of people's periods in people's lives, and that's very important to me. You know, people come up and say, oh, when I bought this album, that I just met my wife, or I just done this, or this had happened to me, and this was where I met this person. And that's really important, that songs mean a lot to fans, you know, a particular song, and it's kind of like a milestone in their life, you know. That's a real big thrill, you know, it really is.
Absolutely. Right, so it's just a quick fire round now. So 5 questions. So the first one is vinyl or digital?
Vinyl.
We knew that one. The second one is fish and chips or beer?
Oh, I'm not. You know, I'd have to say fish and chips now. I've recently got obsessed with gin and tonic.
All right.
It cost me a fortune. Beer's a lot cheaper in the pub, you know, but if I can't have a single, I have to have a double every time. But so at the moment, fish and chips.
Right, okay. Festival or small intimate gig?
Oh, both good. I'd say small intimate gigs. We've just done a run of those, and I loved it.
Okay. Who would you rather be stuck in a lift with? Meghan Markle or Donald Trump?
Oh, it's got to be Donald Trump, hasn't it? You know? I'd love to be stuck in a lift with him. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be entertaining. All right, and the final one. Are you a saint or a sinner?
Both.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so the album gets released, like I say, in just over a week's time. Can we expect any more videos later on, or what's the plan?
Yeah, there's, as I say, we're now finishing editing the main one to come out with the album.
Right.
So the Humankind video comes out with the album. It's a really great video, Sebastian. It's
Excellent.
really powerful. Just goes great with the theme and the song. It's great, you know.
Excellent.
So.
Well, I want to say it's been an absolute honour chatting to you. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers and listeners?
Very definitely. Just to say thank you for being there all through the years. And I know I do a lot of stuff, but you keep buying it and it keeps me busy, and I love doing it and making music for everyone, really. And as long as you keep wanting me to do it, I'll keep doing it.